Hey Aquarius, welcome back to Intuitive Dreams 1111. I hope you're doing well. So this is going to be your reading for the new moon in Cancer. That is going to be on July 5th. So if you've been around my channel, I've done a lot of new moon readings as well as full moon readings. This particular new moon is the energy of Cancer. So it's about, to take a step back. So new moons are about growth and new beginnings and new cycles. But the Cancer energy is an energy that likes to protect itself, and they like to hold things in. And so the outer shell's, really hard. They don't let anybody get through it. They keep their deepest feelings and thoughts deep inside where it's nice and soft inside, but they protect themselves. So during this new moon in Cancer, it's a time where we want to start thinking about planting the seeds of what we've been keeping inside, right? So if there's something you desire to do, something you wish to get out of, whatever it is you're holding in, this is a time to start working with that energy and bringing it to fruition. So I've been meditating on your energy for a couple of days, and just right before me sitting down to go over your reading and the cards that came out, I remembered because for you, like I said, I'm using a new oracle deck, and it's the Dream Ritual Oracle cards, and you had two cards that came out. And so that's why I've been kind of pondering over your energy, because, as we know, dreams are related to our subconscious mind. These are things we keep inside that we know, we learn, we feel, but we kind of stick it back in the filing cabinet and we don't really deal with it, right? So that's the Cancer energy, keeping it inside. And what I found interesting was it dawned on me once I explained these cards, these two cards to you that came out, is that this is really going to be a big time for you during this new moon and leading up to the next full moon in Capricorn. So I did the full moon readings in Capricorn for June 21st. So there's 3 separate videos you'll see. It's just posted before these new moon videos, but I don't remember what the Aquarius reading was in that full moon reading. But I will tell you that was the strawberry moon. And during that time, it was a time to get connected between desires and the expression, as well as a greater awareness of needs and a sense of responsibility to fill them. So it was kind of like, what is it you were desiring? And it was time to become aware of it and then start thinking about acting on it. And so the new moon here is, okay, what we've been holding inside, what we desire, what we know we want, or whatever our desires are, this is the time to kind of like start bringing it out, okay? And start planning, what your next step is to get that desire. The next full moon coming up is in Capricorn again. So again, I explained in the full moon reading, the very first full moon reading, which I believe it started with Aries, okay? You'll see that it was one of the first videos for the full moon. In there, I explained a little bit, about the full moon, and explained that we're coming up on a very rare cosmic event where we're having 2 full moons in Capricorn, right? So one was the 21st, and that's when the moon, it was closer. So the moon was in Capricorn, but the sun was closer to Gemini. So it was about the communication. So this next full moon in Capricorn coming up, this is where it's interesting. So the moon will be closer to Aquarius, which is your sign. So keep in mind, you can have any placement in Aquarius. It does not have to be your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus. You can have any placement in Aquarius for this to resonate for you. But I strongly believe that this is going to be an extremely important new moon and full moon for the Aquarius energies that I'm reading for. And I'll get into it when I explain. But just so you know, the next full moon will be on the 21st. So between now, the new moon, and that full moon is going to get really intense, right? Because there's a lot of things that are going to be going on. So I want to say the last full moon is when you really started to recognize what it is you wanted to do, what it is you wanted in your life. Now you're going to start thinking about taking the steps forward and planting the seeds to start going towards it. And then the full moon, which will be the buck moon. So the June 21st was the strawberry. And then this one in July will be the buck moon. So this is going to be a very interesting time for you. Because the two cards that came out for you from the Oracle deck was Foresee and Regret. So the Foresee card, this is related to the new moon. And as you can see, there's all these new moons that are kind of down at the bottom of a staircase. And then there's all these Roman numerals, like synchronicities, that are surrounding the staircase. And then it's kind of dark, it's narrow. But then as you start to go through these moon cycles and you come up out of this part, right, out of the new moon is when things are going to start to open up, because full moons are about illumination, right? Things being seen, where the dark moon or the new moon is the darkest point of the month. Okay, there's a moon out there, but you don't see it. It's dark, right? And then as each day goes by and we get closer to the full moon, things start to open up. You start to be able to see things. Your path opens up, and I feel I'm talking to an Aquarius that has waited many, many, many new moons before actually planting any type of seeds for what it is that they desire. Has it been in their subconscious mind? Yes. I'll get into that when I get into the other cards. But you've waited many new moons before doing anything related to this new cycle that's been in your subconscious. It's been in the filing cabinet. It's been tucked away. I think deep down it's always been in there. You haven't done anything with it. And now with this full moon coming up, you have the regret card, right? So it's kind of like, and you can see there's the moon, the stars, there's palm trees. Palm trees are related to, strength and stability. Can also simply mean, somebody's living where there's palm trees. Somebody wants to go where there's palm trees. Somebody wants to live where there's palm trees, maybe somebody is getting married in an island or something, right? It's going to be different for everybody. But what this is saying is, sometimes we do have regrets, but you have to say to yourself, even though I regretted doing that, at least you had something to have a regret about. At least you took the initiative to take the steps forward to whatever it is that you wanted to do that may not have worked out. We have to remember that, not everything works out 100%, right? Life is all about ups and downs. But at the end of the day, you don't want to regret not taking an opportunity that's been on your mind, that's a desire. You're better to take a leap of faith in something that you want to try and not being successful and knowing that, okay, that just wasn't my path, that wasn't my route, that wasn't my person, rather than not taking that leap of faith and having regret not knowing if something would have worked out. You get where I'm coming from? So that's why I'm saying this is the time right now for you to pay close attention and start taking baby steps during this new moon as you're walking your way to the full moon to be able to make a decision so you're not feeling in regret, okay? Because there are things in life that don't work out. The point of the story is you at least tried it, right? And you say, okay, I know that's not my route. That's not my path. Okay, I get it. But then you have no regrets because you at least tried it. Or if it's somebody you want to ask out, or if it's somebody you want to ask to marry you, or somebody you want to ask to live with, or maybe it's, a job opportunity that's come your way, right? And you're kind of pondering over, do I want to take it or not? I don't know, right? Well, it's better to have taken that leap of faith if it's something that you think you're interested in, or that's something you want to try, and better off than not doing it at all, because, there's two types of regrets, and it's better to have tried and regret than to not have tried, if you get what I'm saying. And truly, there should be no regrets, but what this card is basically saying is that sometimes things don't work out, and that's okay, right? The world is full of ups and downs. Nothing's 100%, but we sometimes can figure it out as we go along the path. The token that came out for you was the gear. That's token number 101. And as you can see, it's just a gear with some grooves, okay? Where the gears can catch onto something and make something go, okay? That landed for you on outer influence. So and the gear is all about something helping you, how do they word it? It's helping you to move ahead, right? To go to the next step, kind of like coming through the new moon, right? It's the gears. There's something in your outer influence that's going to help move you forward. And it could be just things falling into place, right? I mean, if there's something you want to do and each of the steps you're taking are falling into place comfortably with no major issues or hiccups, then why wouldn't you keep going, right? Are you going to hit some bumps at some point? Sure. But if the majority of that journey is going smoothly right now, then you're kicking yourself into gear. The universe is saying, hey, it's okay to go towards your desire, right? You're not coming across any real roadblocks. So maybe when I get to your reading and I get further in, I'm going to tell you, maybe you have always been your own roadblock. And it happens to all of us. I've done it to myself multiple times. I'm going through a major transition right now for myself. Some of this reading could apply to me as well, just like, you out in the collective. I do have a placement in Aquarius myself. So I don't take myself out of this reading, right? I could be very well part of this reading just like you. So when I clarified the gear for the outer influence, we ended up with divine feminine. We ended up with the single card, current status available. And we ended up with the unconditional. So the genuine, certain, and love. So this is telling me that I believe I am talking to a divine feminine. Now, could it be a masculine and divine feminine energy? Absolutely. But I'm strongly feeling the most of the people that come across this, I'm talking to a feminine that is unsure of their status, right? What their situation is. So it could simply be, and especially with the genuine, right? So it's kind of like you don't know where your status is right now. You know, you want to feel certain. You want to feel unconditional love, right? You want to feel that what you're doing is genuinely right for you. And so it could be multiple things for different people. When I clarified the divine feminine, we ended up with the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, Temperance, the Hierophant, the High Priestess. So let me just tell you, I am talking to a divine feminine that is highly spiritual, okay? Who's dedicated to themselves and their paths, and what's best for their highest good. So you are on a journey for sure. And I believe that something is coming in for you with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, some of you, this could already have come in, right? Some of you, this is coming in currently, or it will be coming in. So we're all on different timelines, and it depends on when you're watching this video. Again, it'll be different timelines, but know that something tangible is coming in that's going to make you feel happy. It's something you want. Remember, when you go back to the full moon in Capricorn in June, it's the desires, right? Getting real with yourself about what it is you desire, and, you know, being aware of it, and then taking responsibility to fulfill that desire. Okay, it is solely up to you. We all have free will. We have opportunities that come across us every day. Some we take, some we drag out, and some we just don't take, right? Just kind of depends on where you're at and what your feeling is. So I feel that some of you intuitively know that this is your desire. So some of you, this could be a new job opportunity. Some of you could be, this is a new home, whether it's a different location, whether it is a new home. Some of you are possibly getting into a serious, solid relationship. Some of you could actually be getting married, proposal, right? That promise ring, getting to the next level in your relationship. It's going to mean something a little different for everybody. And it could simply just be two people who are, you know, a little younger, or who are, you know, living, you know, in different apartments, and now they're gonna move together and move into an apartment together, right? Whatever that next step for you is. But it's also folks who are getting the opportunity to be able to relocate, whether it is for a job, or whether you're coming close to retirement. You know, the opportunity is coming to be able to take that next step that's going to create balance, peace, and harmony. You know, it's going to make you feel like celebrating with friends, feeling joyous, moving into a new community, being surrounded by a new community of friends, friendships, new friendships, just in collaborating with new people, whatever it is, it's something solid coming in for each of you in different forms. Because I wanted to clarify the Ace of Pentacles a little further from a different deck. And then we ended up with the Love card. So this is the exact same as the unconditional, right? Because this is unconditional, compassion, genuine union. So this one's genuine, certain, and love. So two different decks, the same energy and card came out. So that's why I said some of you, you're being certain on what it is your heart's desires are, whether it's a person, place, thing. It will mean something different to everybody. But I'm telling you, this offer or this open door of opportunity is going to be something that brings you to union with another person, another community, another job. But it's something you're compassionate about. You have the heart, the love for it, the desire for it, and you've been keeping it tucked in. And now you got to take a risk for it, right? The gamble card came out, and then of course we had family. So this is much like the Four of Wands. This is the opportunity, could be solid foundation, a house, happy home, getting married, new location with a new home, whatever that is to you. But it's a risk right now, right? Anything we do is a risk, because there could be any kind of hiccups along the way, right? Just like if you were to have a house built, right? Is it going to go smoothly? No. There's going to be something that goes wrong. There's going to be something that might need to be changed. It could be the date of when it's going to be due. It could be they can't get that type of granite counter in. So things can change, right? So there's a risk that it's not going to go 100% to plan. But if things are rolling smoothly enough and there isn't many roadblocks, then that's your green light to say it's okay to try and go take that next step that you want to take, because your heart and your desires in it, right? Don't hold back from your heart's desires. Take a chance, take a risk. You just got to, right? So let's go over to the single card where it was the current status and available. So like I said, I feel like I'm talking to somebody who isn't quite sure their status yet, or some are, because we're on different timelines. Some of us are available to take that opportunity that comes. Some of us are probably trying to figure out our current status. Can we get to the point to where if this opportunity comes in, can I take it? When I clarified, we ended up with the Fool. We ended up with the Ace of Cups. And we ended up with the Four of Swords. And real quick, let me give you the signs. This is a strong energy. It doesn't have to be. I know people just like to hear some of the main signs that come out. So we've got Taurus, we've got Sagittarius, we have Pisces and Cancer energy, and then we have Aries energy so far on the board as I'm leading up to the single card. So this is a time where you've been kind of resting your mind on your thoughts, starting to show yourself some self-love during this time, right? Because you're trying to think about what your heart's desires are. If an opportunity comes through, can I snatch that opportunity and be the fool and take that new journey. And that's where you're at. So basically, if you show yourself enough love and know what it is that you do want a new opportunity for, taking the steps now. The Four of Swords is starting, not only resting your mind on this and meditating on what this opportunity is that's coming your way. Again, because we have free will, you don't have to take it. Some people, their heart's desires are there, the opportunity's there, but they're scared to take it. I'll raise my hand. I've been there for 3 years myself currently. And now it's, you know, if you don't take the opportunity, eventually the universe is going to close that door, right? They're only going to leave that opportunity open so long to where they're going to kick you on another route because you didn't take an opportunity that was there that your heart desired, right? You'll hear Rich Locke talk about it all the time in his readings, and it's very true. You think sometimes opportunities are there for life, right? You desire it and you're like, I'm not quite ready yet. I don't know. I got to think about it. I got to rest on it. You know, I don't know, you know, whether it's a person, place, or thing, it doesn't matter. It's whatever it means to you. But if your heart desires it and you keep resting on it and trying to meditate on it, the universe is like, I can only leave this open so long. I got to switch gears on you. I got to switch timelines. You know, the moons keep circling, right? Days keep going by, and either, you know, trains keep moving out. You know, you're going to miss that train. So jump on the train and take the risk, right? As long as the universe is not making it, you know, so complicated for you, then the universe is not saying don't do it. It's your synchronicity saying, okay, maybe I need to follow this. You know, of course I'm going to hit a bump, but man, let me just keep going. Maybe this is going to work out. You know, maybe I'll be able to move successfully. Maybe I'll be able to, you know, talk my partner into moving in together because maybe they have anxiety because we're not married yet, or whatever that means to you, right? Everybody's different. But now it's time to take the steps forward to change that current status. Either you're available, go ahead, take that next step, take the opportunity, or make yourself available for the opportunity, right? Whatever that means to you. When we clarified the unconditional, we ended up with the Page of Swords. No, I'm sorry, hold on. We ended up, this was a clarifying. We ended up with the Seven of Cups. We ended up with the Devil. And we ended up with the Eight of Swords. And then I did some clarifications. So I'll get to that in a second. But let me pause you for one quick second. All right, Aquarius, I'm back. Thank you. So with the Seven of Cups, the Devil, and the Eight of Swords. So this is telling me that you have opportunities, you have options, right? They're coming in for you. Some of them are already around, whether it's, you know, things you've been doing from the past, whether it's people from the past, whether it's places from the past, a job from the past. It could be friends from the past, whatever it is. You have all these opportunities, but the Devil and the Eight of Swords is saying, okay, you are holding yourself back. You're allowing your devil to hold yourself back because you're afraid of regret taking that opportunity. But like I was saying in the beginning, you also don't want to regret not taking an opportunity. So you've got to change your thought pattern. And during this time, you know, the negative thought and being trapped in yourself with your own devil and your own shadow side is simply because you've been holding your desire inside. Whether it's you want to marry that person, whether it's you want to take that job, whether it's you want to move in, whether it's you want to move out of state, whether it is you want to purchase a home, or whether it is you want to upgrade your home, right? Taking that next opportunity that comes up. And it could be just a new group of friends asking you to go hang out, and then you've got a new community you're hanging with, and you kind of like them, but you've been holding yourself back. Maybe you're an introvert. Maybe you're just not used to being around a lot of people. This is going to be different for everybody, but it all boils down to everyone's holding themselves back. There's all these swords around her. She's lightly blindfolded. She could take the blindfold off and change the thought pattern, kick this devil to the side, because the devil wants to hold you back. Whether it's you, places, people, or things. Okay, the devil comes in all forms. And there can be external devils, like, other people, but it can be the internal devil as well. But we all have free will to take these swords, cut that devil away, and take one of the opportunities that's around us. Now, the thing is, I'll get to it in a second. Let me get to it in a second. But when I clarified the devil, the Tower came out. Okay? So the Tower is not always a bad thing. Okay? Towers are how you view them. For instance, this new opportunity, if you think negatively about all the chaos, the upheaval you have to go through, like to move, right? You gotta clean, you gotta throw out junk, you gotta pack, you gotta call a realtor, you gotta call movers, and then you gotta find out, where you want to move to next. It's a process. And is it gonna go smoothly? Is it gonna be chaotic? Is it gonna drive you nuts? Yeah, sure. But it's also getting you out of your comfort zone to get you to your desires. So if I'm talking to somebody who wants to move where there's palm trees, right? Where there's more stability for them, not even necessarily just the fact of moving somewhere where there's palm trees, but will it create more stability for you, right? Are you able to lower your mortgage payment, right? Making you more financially stable. Or moving in with a roommate or a significant other you've been dating, you two, then it's, being able to save on bills. Both of you are able to save a little money because you're sharing the bills, right? It's looking at it in a way of the stability of benefiting you, right? This is where the moon's going to reflect this to you so you can see more openly things that are hidden. What am I hiding from, right? What could happen? But like I said, if the universe is making it fairly smoothly, then keep going, right? Is it going to be 100% perfect? No, there might be hiccups. But if you're coming across tower after tower after tower, roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, that's really the universe saying, you can do this. You can keep going, but it may not be the path you should be on, right? There's problems, right? If you're running across problem from problem from problem, then that means you need to rethink something. That might not be your path. But if it's going fairly smoothly, all these, everything's opening up for you, right? If all the doors are opening up for you to keep hopping and taking the steps to your desires without too much roadblock, then the universe is saying, go ahead and try it. You might actually be very happy with this next step. But this tower's to make you uncomfortable, because when you see the tower's all about, it's catching on fire, the top's falling off, and people are falling out of it, right? It's to take you out of your comfort zone, because you're going to feel like everything's on fire and things are falling apart, and it's catching aha moments here and there. I didn't realize this when I was trying to go through this process. I didn't, negotiate this while I was negotiating for a new job. There's things that pop up as you go along and you learn, but it makes you uncomfortable. And the more uncomfortable you get is the more you grow. So that's where you're going to get to that next level. Even if you're starting a new business, all this is going to happen. It's going to feel chaotic and uncomfortable. But as long as you're not getting all these hard roadblocks that say don't go, then you're fine to go. You might actually be happy. So don't be in regret, not taking that chance if things are opening up, So when I clarified the Seven of Cups, we ended up with the Page of Swords and Judgment. So again, the signs, more Aries, we have Scorpio, we have Capricorn. Yes, and those are the main signs. So these opportunities that are available to you, either around you now or coming in, or even still old opportunities from the past, this is where you start to get truthful with yourself and have the judgment call, right? You start to self-evaluate yourself. You start to evaluate things going on around you. You're learning. You're getting truths. You're getting messages. You're learning. You're learning about things related to these opportunities that are coming in with this Ace of Pentacles, whatever it means to you. But you're getting information on it. You're doing self-evaluation, and you're going to start to be able to make final judgment calls, right? You're going to feel comfortable in yourself to be able to take the leap forward towards your heart desire. And the outside influence is your higher self and the universe opening these doors, and you're going to start to see all the doors opening that you slowly start taking the steps walking through and noticing that there's not many roadblocks. Is it going to be perfect? Is it going to be chaotic? Is it going to be a lot of work? Yeah, because if you're moving and working, or trying to move in with your significant other and you're working and you got to call movers, you got to pack, there's a lot going on. So yeah, it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be a little extra work. But if there's not a roadblock, then the universe is telling you, keep going, sweet pea, right? Get to that final destination. Test it out. See if it's something you want to continue with or not, right? We can all change paths at any time. Nothing's ever really truly set in stone. Confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. Nothing's ever truly set in stone. So we can always, switch paths, take a different route. But you know what? You're on your journey. You keep going. There's no regrets of not going after what your heart desires is. That's what's so important for you right now between this new moon and the next full moon. When I clarified the Eight of Swords, I wanted to get a little bit more about that. And it's, again, you don't want to grieve a loss that you didn't take. And by the way, you might have to leave something behind. Let's not forget, when new doors open up, and the universe starts opening them, and you start slowly going through them, each time you go through a new step phase, the door behind you needs to close. And a lot of us, that's where we get stuck in the Eight of Swords. We want the door open to remain open to the opportunity in the future. But when we're nervous and scared and we have negative thoughts, we also want that door to the past to stay open. And that's where we get stuck. And that's where Spirit's trying to, with the gear, to keep the outer influences moving for you to keep moving forward. They want you to see how, smooth and comfortable and happy you might feel going forward towards your desire and shutting that door from the past. So there might be a person, there might be a place, there might be things you need to leave behind in order to keep going towards your heart's desire. And that's a decision you're going to have to come to. I did want to know a little bit more about the gear and the outer influence. And like I was telling you, so it was from a different deck. Completely Done and Tether came out, okay? So the Completely Done card is moving on, ending cycles, learning lessons, coming full circle. And then Tether is your telepathy, your intuition, your dreams, your heart songs. So you have to learn, some lessons, okay? You've got to move on from old cycles. You've got to move on from the lessons you're learning. You're coming full circle, right? So what's interesting in this card is, there's snow on the ground. Okay, it's cold, during the winter times when we hibernate. So that's when we do a lot of our internal work. And the winter time, it's because a lot of us are inside, things die, the leaves fall off the tree. It's a time for things to shed. So then we can start to grow again as spring comes up, right? That's when you plant seeds and, and then flowers start blooming, and here we are in summer, right? So now it's the gears are moving for you. And like I said, some of you could quite simply be moving away from a cold climate and moving to a climate where there's palm trees or a lot more warmth, right? Some of you are doing things for stability, whatever it means to you, but you've got to walk away from something, okay? And your intuition, again, is telling you this, right? The High Priestess is your subconscious, your intuition, your higher self. The Hierophant is your higher self as well. Can be commitment, community, rules, regulations, but this is also your higher self. So I feel like you're getting in touch with your masculine and feminine spiritual side, and you're starting to get them in alignment, right, with each other, to not only dream about your desires, but now you're going to turn the gear, right? As the universe turns the gear and opens these doors and starts making these opportunities a little better for you to go through, your intuition's gonna keep telling you, keep following your intuition. Don't do something that's too good to be true. Be realistic. But if things are going fairly smoothly, without those major roadblocks, or somebody saying, oh, hey, if you come sign up with me and you allow me to sell your house, guess what? I'm going to give you $1 million on top of it. No, that's a scam. Okay, we know that's not going to happen. So you have to be mindful of being too good, and then also, being realistic with your intuition, knowing when to move forward when things are falling into place fairly smoothly, right? There's going to be hiccups, and you want there to be hiccups because you don't want it to be too good to be true, right? Because then you're afraid something negative is at the end of the road. So this is a big time for the Aquarius collective, or if you have Aquarius in your chart, or if you're dealing with an Aquarius, this is a huge time where you need to get out. You got to unblindfold yourself, kick the devil to the side, because for you, the devil is more internally, because the outer world is the influence that's showing you right now with the gear turning that something's helping you to move forward. And I think the universe is trying to show you, hey, we're going to make this as smooth as possible for you so you feel a little more comfortable. And that's when you need to follow your intuition and move forward. But again, we all have free will. Just know, and I'm in this collective as well. I've been trying to do something for 3 years, and I've been, kind of kicking the can down the road and this and that. But there was a reason. The universe wanted me to slow down and not make a hasty decision that I was going to be uncomfortable with. So now, as the time's gone through, they're like, okay, you've thought about it now. You've got a much better plan in place. Now the opportunity is going to come for you. So I'm putting myself in this collective just like you, for you. The opportunity's coming in, and now it's time to seize that moment. Okay? So let's what was I gonna, oh, let's go to higher self messages and let's see if there's any other messages or maybe some advice for the Aquarius collective for this reading. Yeah, and you might, goodness gracious, a lot going on here. And you might, you know, be stuck between mourning, leaving something behind. You know, and that's something, don't let your devil, right? Don't let your devil get in the way of that. You know, sometimes things are better left behind because they're not meant to be on your path. Person, place, or thing. Take it as it resonates. What do we have here for Aquarius, please? Everyone you meet is another part of you that wants to be loved. So you could be coming across people now that you see yourself in. You're talking to people that could be part of your community, and they're already doing part of what your heart's desire, whether they're already living in another location, whether they're already working at that particular company or that particular position, or, you know, maybe they got, you know, went ahead and got married in the islands. You know, you're seeing this and you're seeing yourself in those people, right? Because it's your heart's desire, but you've had it tucked in, and now you're seeing people around you who are taking the steps towards their desires. There's opportunities opening for them, and they're jumping right through it. They're going, and you're not, because you're still stuck between the two doors. And I think during this time, you're starting to get unstuck, right? And you're going to start to close that door to the past a little bit more and keep walking through the doors ahead that are opening up. That's what I see happening for you. There are many doors that lead you to the place that you belong. Look at all the doors. See? Just like I was saying, the universe is opening up all these doors for you, and they're trying to make this as smooth as possible so it doesn't freak you out. The universe, your ancestors and your guides and, you know, loved ones that are, you know, on the other side, they're watching you, and they see how nervous you are. They know how bad you want something. So now they're like, please, see, we're lighting up the doors for you. We're allowing you to walk through. You know, you might truly belong with somebody else in another location, in another job, in another position, with another friend group, another community, whatever that means to you. The doors are opening and the universe is telling you. So they want to get you out of the Eight of Swords. They want you to kick that devil to the side because it's inside of you, because the universe is showing you the outer influence is not stopping you. You're stopping yourself internally, and that's what they want you to see during this time. So this is beautiful. I hope that, you know, if anybody has anything coming in or any desires that, you know, they have opportunities opening up, put it in the comments. I'd love to read it because I'm part of this collective right now. And I'm so excited to hear that if these opportunities are coming in or coming available, how are you dealing with it? Are you going through those doors? Are you feeling comfortable? Are you seeing the universe opening it up to make it smooth for you so you're not so nervous you can kick the devil aside? You know, we're all here to help each other to get where we need to be and where we truly belong. Okay, where do you want to go? So much love and light. I will talk to you soon.